Do you guys remember the equation from Brett's Lawns and Wash? How much money did he want to earn?
1,500.
Okay, 1,200. Close, Mandy. Okay, 1,200 because he wanted a sweet sound system on his lawnmower, right? You know what we're talking about? Okay. Maybe he wants a car, but I think you can take it home when we did on a lawnmower. That's fine. 1,200. How much does he charge for to mow a lawn? $20. What about washing your car? $10. Okay. Now, how does this problem differ from the X and Y problems? We have what? No, you said it right. We have a... Nope. There is no difference mathematically, right? Just different numbers. But this, thank you, different letters. But this problem has a context now, right? So are positive and negative L's and negative L's and C's okay? No. Can't mow negative lawns. We can't wash negative cars. Are decimals okay? Yeah. If I paid a kid $10 to wash my car and he only washes half of it, I'm pretty upset. Okay. So are decimals okay in this one? What? Only pay 5. Yeah, I have 5. Just wash the front, man. It's okay. Just wash the left side. No one's gonna see the right side. All right. We cannot have decimals here. We can't have negatives because that doesn't make sense within the context of the situation, right? Right. So, but can we use the same idea here? Okay. Because earlier we said solve for y. Find solutions by solving for y. Where's y? The C.
No, y
Is it the C? Why is it the C?
You can just pick a y.
We can pick a y, right? It doesn't matter which one's y. They both can be y. But not simultaneously. Why? Because arbitrarily, way back long ago, when they came up with y equals mx plus b, they picked y as the dependent and x as the independent. They just said that's the way it is. Just to pick a convention. I'll win. Okay.
Well, then which one is dependent on the other?
Neither one depends.
Therefore, there's no y.
There is no y, but to use this method, we just get to pick one. We get to assume a y. So which one would you guys like to assume as y?
C.
C? Okay. So if C is y, that means I need to solve this equation for C, right? Right? C, right? As in, yes? Okay, good. All right. So I need to solve that equation for C. So if I have 12,000 equals 20L plus 10C, okay, is the letter, not the response. Okay. Then how do I solve this for C? What's my first step? I want to get C by itself, right? Ethan, what's my first step? Should I move the C or the L?
The L.
Ethan, what do you think?
The L.
The L. How do I move that L?
Minus both sides.
Good. Subtract 20L from both sides. Okay. Now, can I do 12,000 minus 20? No, maybe I'll take you guys know what questions I'm going to ask before I ask them. 12,000 minus 20L equals 10C. Now what do we do? Divide by 10. Divide by 10, what do we get? Do I just divide everything by 10, right? So 1,200 divided by 10 is 120. 20 divided by 10 is 2. So 2L equals C. Right?
Yes. C.
So now, if I want to put this in my calculator, I can just flip it around. It's okay as long as I move everything. Right? But when I plug in my calculator wants to use what letters? Y and X. There's no C equals page on your calculator. You got to use Y and X, right? So you need to plug in where C is Y and L is X. So you need to plug in this equation. Y equals 120 minus 2X. Okay. $120 minus 2x. Now, if you hit graph, you won't see a picture. Why won't you see a picture for graph? It's out of the range of the window, right? But that's okay, because we're not really interested in the picture. We're interested in the solutions, aren't we? So now to get to the solutions, you hit second graph, and you'll get a table. Now this table has negative x values sometimes. Are those negative x values allowed? Negative x's are allowed? No, because we can't have negative lawns, right? Are negative y's allowed? No. So you want to make it so your table probably starts at 0 and goes up to 6. Okay. Now, if you look at the table, these are combinations of solutions, right? So we have a whole bunch of solutions. We have 0 and 0, 120. We have 1 and, oh, my table went away. 118. We have 2 and 116, right? 12 to 6. I mean, you can get up to 6 if you want to. All right, let's scroll down real quick and find where y is 0. Everybody find where y is 0. 60? Okay, so we keep going down and we'll end up with 60 comma 0, right? Now, in my calculator, this is x and this is y, right? Right? Now, this is where the context has to be. We have to remind ourselves of the context of the situation. Josh, pay attention? Okay. In my equation, what is really x? L. X is really L, and y is really C. Right? Now, if we were to solve for L, would our table be a little bit different? Yes, it would. Okay? So, let's take a look when we solve for L. Now, should we get the same set of solutions? If I solve for L, should I get the same set of solutions? Yeah, so what I'm doing right now is kind of redundant. It's not something that you need to do every time. Okay? If I just ask for 5 solutions for L's and C's, then you really just need to do it one time. Okay? But what I'm showing you now is how the solutions compare and why it's important to know which one's y and which one's x. Is y L or is y C? Is x L or is x C? We'll show you here in a second. So I'm going to solve this equation now. 1200 equals 20L plus 10C. I'm going to solve this for, instead of C, I'm going to solve for L, right? So what's my first step in solving this for L? Real quick. So 1200 equals 20L plus 10C. What'd you say, Maddie? Move the C. So minus 10C, subtract 10C from both sides. So does this become 1190?
No.
No, why not?
Because 1200 does not have C.
Good, 1200 does not have C. So we end up with 1200 minus 10C. And that equals 20L. Right? What do we do now? Divide by 20. Good. Do I divide everything by 20? Yes, I do. Okay. So 1200 divided by 20. Anybody know what that is? You guys have a calculator? Come on now. What is it? 60. We're letting Maddie carry the conversation, which is okay. Everybody else get involved, please. 10 divided by 20. What's that? 0.5. 0.5 of what? C. So now we've solved for L, haven't we? So it's 60 minus 0.5C equals L. Right? And I can flip that around, can't I?
Yeah.
Okay. So it ends up being L equals 60 minus 0.5C. Oh, I forgot my minus sign. Minus 0.5C. Right? So now when I plug that into my calculator, what is my Y? L. What is my X? C. So we plug this in as Y equals 60 minus 0.5X. Right? So take your calculators, guys. Go back to your Y equals. Plug in 60 minus 0.5X. 60 minus 0.5X. Then hit second table again. There's a lot of decimals now, aren't there? Okay. We'll talk about the decimals here in a second. Okay. Now I'm going to write this table over here. Okay. So we have x and y, right? If I start at 0 for x, what do I get for y? 60. Right? And I get 1, 59.5. And I get 2, 59, right? And I get 3, 58.5. And 4, 58. Can you guys find where y is 0? 120. How do you know that, Bruno? Oh, you went down on the table? I was going to ask the question, didn't you? Okay. So you go all the way down to where x is 120. Then we get y is 0. Right? Now, if I compare my green table to my blue table, do you see any combinations that are the same?
Yes.
Which ones, Faith? The zeros, right? 0, 120 is the same as 120, 0, right?
Yep.
60, 0 is the same as 0, 60. Why is it the case? What happened with our x's and our y's? They switch. Because in my green table over here, x is C and y is L. The biggest mistake I see when students start to use their calculator instead of doing algebra is they find the correct combination, but they assign them to the wrong variables. So they say like this one, Jessica, they say this one, if he mows 120 lawns and washes 0 cars, then he'll meet his goal. Okay? So that's incorrect. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah.
So if you start using y equals mx plus b to find your solutions, Josh, then you have to make sure you know which ones are x's and which ones are y's. Okay? Now, do you have to do both every time? No. Okay. Now, one of you asked, why do we have decimals over here? Does anyone take a guess why we have decimals here and not over there?
Because the slope is 0.5.
Good, the slope is 0.5. Nice. Every time c goes up here, L is going to change by 0.5. You see that? Because the slope is 0.5. Every time L goes up here, what does C change by? Change by 2. Right? Because the slope is 2. Now, in the green table, the blue table, all these answers are acceptable, aren't they? Ooh, excuse me. All those answers in the blue table are acceptable, aren't they? Because they're all whole numbers, right? Are all these answers acceptable? No. Which ones are not acceptable? The decimals. 59.8, 58.3, or 58.5. Sorry, 59.5 and 58.5. Those cannot be counted as solutions within this context. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Are there any questions about that? No?